Hi guys, I wanted to show today a gift that I got from a beautiful friend. One of the things is the Daniel Smith walnut ink, which is really cool, and you know, like water soluble, and I think I can use it with a dip pen or a brush, and it's going to be really cool. So we're going to check that out today. I've got my dip pen out here, and then she also got me a tube of Daniel Smith Manganese blue hue, and this is going to be so pretty. I'm so excited, and I'm looking for the pigment here. PB 15, is that right? There we go. So I thought it would be fun to mix this. Well, we want to see what it looks like, but then we want to see what it looks like mixed with a whole bunch of other colors, like from my regular studio palette. I'm not going to mix every single one of these colors, but quite a lot of them. I thought that would be fun. And what I've done here is I've used this VersaFine Clair stamp in Nocturne. It's pigment ink, so once it's dry, it's waterproof, and we're gonna test that here right quick so you can see. So what that does is a couple of things. It looks cute. So these stamps are just stamps that I found retail. So this one and this one. And it also helps us to see the transparency or opacity of colors, because we paint over it, we can see whether those black lines of the stamp show through. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can back you up a little bit so you can see all of them. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that's good. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just take a piece of scrap watercolor paper just to have a look at the manganese blue hue on its own. And bear with me, I'm going to get this is my studio palette, and I've grabbed a few other colors I want to see mixed with it as well. So those are all in there. And I think what I'm gonna do, I've got this big like airtight palette that I've only used it for inks so far. So these are all inks. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this tray right here and this tray right here for mixing. It came with a sponge, isn't that cool? Anyway, I'm going to use that for mixing the colors in here. So I have plenty of mixing space, because like I said, I'm going to do quite a few. And I may put some music over it in a minute, so, and then just put the names on the screen. We'll see how it goes, or I'll just talk through the whole thing. But so I'm going to move this one over, put this one right here. We'll do our mixes on there. I'm gonna get, so I've got my water, my brush, and everything over here ready to go. This is beautiful. Look at this color. Right? So we're going to put some there. I need to get a pan made of this so it can be drying, but right now we're just going to play with the color. So this is our manganese blue hue from Daniel Smith. Get my towel here. All right. and get some water mixed in here. And I'm going to try to see how it looks at different strengths. So this is about a mid strength, maybe milk. Let's do tea. Yeah. I'll add more water. Just see how light we can get it, and then I'll see how I can get at mass tone, how dark we can get it. Okay, I'm going pretty much straight in. It does not get very dark. It's actually a nice, bright, like clean color blue that I like very much. Okay, that's nice. Okay. So I've got them all written out here that I want to mix with. The first one is the Manganese Blue Hue by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get a really good puddle of this mixed up for mixing. We don't want it too strong or too weak. I don't love a plastic palette. You could see it beating up, but it is what it is. This will be fine for mixing this on. Okay, so we're gonna, so you can see that our VersaFine ink shows really well under that by itself. And the first one we're gonna mix it with is Hansa Yellow Light. So I'm going to grab some of that from my studio palette, and I'm just going to start mixing right here. You can't see that. I'm mixing right over here, right here. I'm going to see if I can back the camera up any more here for you to see better. Hopefully that's good. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of our Manganese Blue Hue and mix it in and make this really nice green. And not as, you know, a standard green, like on the color wheel green. So that's cool. I'm not going to mix gradients of the colors. I'm just going to do a standard mix of each one and see what they look like. I'm just checking it out. The next we're going to do is Nickel Azo Yellow, and this is a much brighter yellow. Drop some blue. I've already contaminated my blue. So this is made much more of like a sap green. And you can see as this is drying, it is a very clear, nice transparent blue. So it's not granulating, it's not separating, it's not doing any of that crazy stuff. It's a single pigment paint and a very simple single pigment. I'm gonna wipe some of that green out of there. Okay. Next, we are going to do Hansa Yellow Deep. This is more like a sunflower kind of orange. Grab our blue. Oh, that makes an interesting green. It makes almost a chromium green. That's cool, like a milky green. Let's see, look how bright that is. All right, let's get into some different colors. Pyro Orange. This ought to be interesting. They're probably going to cancel each other out, at least some. should come out with a nice muted color. Yep. So it gives us kind of a gray brown. Oops, sorry, I hit the camera. Sort of a gray brown color here. Trying to get plenty of it done here. There we go. So this is the Pyrrole Orange. Oh, it almost looks pink here. This almost looks like Potter's Pink. That's cool. Nice. Okay, next we're going to do Pyrrole Scarlet. And I think this Pyrrole Scarlet, yeah, this Pyrrole Scarlet is from Mission Gold. Most of these paints are going to be Daniel Smith, but this one particularly is Mission Gold. Oh, it's a nice gray. Like a aubergine gray color, if that makes any sense. I want to see that darker. Oh, that's cool. That's a beautiful color. Nice. Okay, that was Pyrrole Scarlet. We're going to do Pyrrole Red, which is a deeper red. This plastic sucks. You get it over to the purple kind of stage here. There we go. So it's a nice dark purple. Cool, cool. Let me clean this up again a little bit. Okay. Next is Carmine. Which is like a fire engine red. Oh, that's a nice color. More on like the rosy side of purple. This is like rose of ultramarine if it didn't granulate or separate, you know? That's Carmine. Then we're gonna do Quinacridone Coral, which is one of my favorite colors from Daniel Smith. I hope I'm talking loud enough. I hope you can hear me. Let's see here. Oh, another pretty purple. Okay. This is more bluer purple than that. Okay. I'm gonna get some more color here. Let's see. These are all pretty. So my friend that got me this said that she had heard all kinds of great things about how well it mixes, and so far she is not wrong. I can see why. Let me get a good puddle here. So next we're going to do Quinacridone Red. This is probably going to look very similar in the mix to the carmine, but we'll see. Yep. Perhaps a little brighter, but yeah, very similar, these two. Really pretty. Okay, next is quinacridone pink. I get plenty of it here. I also like, well, I like all quinacridones pretty much. I've never seen one I don't like. Oh, this is pretty too. Very blue purple. Nice. And quinacridone rose, which I'm guessing is probably going to be similar too, but it's fun to figure it out. Yep. The slightest bit pinker. Now the brush I'm using is a Princeton Heritage Round number 6. One of my favorite. Okay, let's switch it up. We're going to go with French Ultramarine. I'm not going to mix a whole bunch of blues together, but I am curious to see what the super bright French Ultramarine looks like with this like creamier blue. Oh, it just like makes the ultramarine like smoother, if that makes any sense. There we go. Like dulls it down just a little bit. Nice. The next one I want to try is Leaf Green from Holbein. I'm almost out of it, but I think it would be an interesting mix. So it's this very bright green. I'm just going to grab some of that out of the tube. Let's see what we come up with. Ooh, nice. That's an interesting green. Actually, would be really nice for botanicals. Actually, see, I need to remember these. That's why I'm doing this. Cool. Okay. The next one is going to be Fields Orange. I think this might be really interesting also. So Fields Orange was in the throwback set that Winsor & Newton did with, you know, colors that they had brought back. And this is one of them. It's incredibly bright orange. Let's see what it does. Ooh. That makes a super nice gray. Oh, I like that. Really good for shadows. That's awesome. I like that too. Next is Naples Yellow. This might be interesting because Naples Yellow is kind of a creamy, buttery color, and this manganese blue hue is a sort of creamier color as well. I mean, they're not like gouache, but they have this cream part to them. Oh, that's cool. It makes a really cool teal. Oh, nice. It makes like a mid-century modern teal. Wow, these are so good. Let me make some mixing space here. All right. Next, Rose of Ultramarine. I've been looking forward to this. Rose of Ultramarine is another one of my favorite Daniel Smith colors. Let me get my towel here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, you guys. Look, I'm gonna make this very wet because I want to see if the Rose of Ultramarine will separate in that. But you know what this looks like? This looks like smalt, but more on the purple side. That's pretty. I keep saying it, but it's true. The next one I'm going to try is Lunar Black. If I can find it. Here it is, I think. Yeah. So Lunar Black, which is another granulating Daniel Smith color. Ooh, that's a lot. Got a lot. Okay. I don't want to mix too much of the black in. Ooh, cool color. Ooh, it's like midnight. Like a midnight blue. Nice. And next, Buff Titanium. I love, 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 love Buff Titanium. I'm running low on Buff Titanium. I have to go get some more. Okay, let's see here. Well, that's nice. That's a nice color too. Kind of exactly what you expect of those two mixed together. This nice kind of dull milky blue. Nice. Next is Cobalt Violet. Cobalt Violet. And this one can tend to be a little gummy. I love the color, but it can be gummy, and that gets on my nerves, but we'll see if we can get it to work for us today. See? I love the color, but it's just, it's so low tinting because it's so gummy. But I've had it before. It's not this tube, it's just the makeup of the color. You just have to put up with it being a gummy color. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, this is brighter than this one, but milder, if that makes sense. Oh, that's pretty. I like that, like it a lot. Next one I'm going to try is Wisteria. Beautiful, like pinky lavender color. Let's see what we can do here. Take what's left of this blue. Oh. Okay. More. nice. And I did make lavender, essentially, but a beautiful one. I kind of want to see what the wisteria would look like with a little bit more blue in it. Oh, it's pretty. I like that. I like all of them. I think if there's any I don't like, it's probably more like the plain green. Blah. That's really the only one I not like. I mean, French ultramarine, it's not all that exciting, you know what I mean, for a mix, but all of the rest of them have been really interesting and cool. I don't have a name on this one. What should we do? Let's see. How about this imperial purple I have in a stick? Let's try that. And this is super duper duper purple. Nice. That makes smalt. That makes like exactly smalt. Yep. That's exactly what that is. Very nice. Let's see here. Clean this up, make some space. Alrighty. Next, German greenish raw umber. This is probably gonna look like mud, but we're gonna see. Just to see. This is a very, very natural color. And, ooh. Oh, that's a cool color. A very muted teal. That's cool. Oh my gosh, these are all so cool. Okay, let's try phthalo green yellow shade. I don't love phthalo green. I don't love phthalo anything that much, but phthalo greens are not my favorite. But hopefully mixing it with this will make it something cool. Oh, it is. Oh, it makes it kind of like minty almost. Yeah, like minty. Huh, like a minty teal green. Cool. The next is sap green. My favorite green. Oops, I need a little more blue in there. Okay. It makes a pretty plain green. Plain. Alright, then we're going to do isoindoline yellow. Very orangey yellow. Ooh. Very gray. A very gray green. Which I should have expected from a very orange yellow, right? Okay, next one is Hooker's green. I don't expect anything major to happen here, but let's give it a shot. It's all good. So that's making a teal. Okay. I've been looking forward to the next one, Opera Pink. Let's see what this does for us. I want to get plenty of Opera Pink here. All right, let's see. Holy moly. That's so pretty. This. That ink had not dried, I guess, huh? Anyway, this color here to the left is what this means. How did I manage to do that? Huh. Okay. That's cool. I'm gonna mix a little more. Oh, I like this color very much. I like that. Next is quinacridone purple. Let's do this here. So this is more of a duller dark purple. Nice. That's cool. Got my puppy in the background. You hear her. Next is quinacridone sienna, which is, let me move some of these tubes out of the way here. Okay. So here's quinacridone sienna. Kind of a bright rust red. Ooh, it makes a nice, like almost umber color. Quite an umber color, yeah. Cool. Next is yellow ochre. Ooh, interesting. It makes this kind of like moss color. I love that color very much. I keep hitting the phone, sorry. Next is Moonglow. You get plenty here. Okay, so it kind of just lightened up our Moonglow. we'll see if it does its separating magic. Next is raw umber. And this makes like a gray green. That's cool. That's cool. Next is quinacridone burnt scarlet. Which is quite red. And that makes it gray, very like straight up gray. A really nice one, actually. Okay, let's do these last, what, 5 of them. These are all really cool. Almost all of them are really, really cool to me. Okay. And I say quinacridone gold. Oh, yep, that makes a super bright one. Oh, I like that. Yep. It's even brighter than that almost, I think. No, more of a natural bright, I guess I would say. Something you'd see more in nature than this one. That's cool. The next is Coral Reef, which is probably going to look very weird, but we'll see. Because Coral Reef's quite pastel, like the wisteria was. Oh, that's nice. So this makes like a pastel slate blue. That's pretty. Okay, next is Undersea Green. Let's see. It almost has this like cool ability to mute everything just a little and make it look more natural. Just, but not pastel or chalky. Just muted. I like that. Okay, quinacridone lilac. I hope this is cool because I love quin lilac. Okay. Oh. Okay, a little bit more blue. Oh yeah. Another really bright, pretty purple. I'm gonna add more lilac just to see. Ooh. A little bit blue. That's pretty. And the very last one is white gouache. So just to see what that's gonna look like. So basically the pastel version of this manganese blue hue. Need more. Oh, pretty. See, like it's pastel blue, but it's like a muted pastel blue. So this is our mixing color. Manganese Blue Hue by Daniel Smith. And these are the mixes we came up with today. Really, really, really beautiful.